All right, so for the next couple weeks in our curriculum, we're working on a lot of open stance, meaning opposite stance matchups. It's something that I have a ton of experience with. It's something that I like to do. Whether you're southpaw or orthodox, you can take what I call the southpaw playbook and put it to work for yourself. All right, so the next couple of weeks in our curriculum, we're working on a lot of open stance material. Open stance is whenever the person in front of you has the opposite stance as you, so orthodox to southpaw or vice versa. Happens to be something I have a little bit of experience with. When I was in Thailand, I super jacked up my right shin, so I basically had to very quickly learn how to be a southpaw because I had fights coming up and it was life or death at that point. All right, so let's get at it. In an open stance matchup, is you're going to see a lot of difference in rhythm and timing and what you're targeting. Your defense changes, the angles, basically what you attack and when you attack it, everything changes. Something that I see a lot of, or I see a lot of mistakes in is someone goes, well, someone's in front of me, I'm just going to stick to the same combinations, the same techniques, regardless of their stance. But that's a big mistake, and you can end up getting caught a lot doing that. So something that you can do is kind of, as an orthodox fighter, if someone lines up in front of you as a southpaw, you can kind of adopt what I call the southpaw playbook. So instead of keeping all the same techniques and keeping all the same combinations, you can basically take their playbook, mirror it for yourself, and use it against them, okay? The number one attacks that I'm looking for in open stance is my power side. I'm going to be looking for my straight cross, my right knee, my right kick, my right teep, and I'm going to spam those a ton, okay? Your lead side becomes kind of way more of a setup side versus using for a power attacks. The other main thing I'm going to be looking for, and this has been beat to death for sure, but you definitely got to touch on it, is my foot positioning. Whenever you have someone in opposite stance in front of you, it's going to be a constant battle for the outside foot angle. Meaning, if Dom and I are facing each other, I want my lead foot outside of his lead foot. Every inch that I can get outside is going to take weapons away from him and put myself in a better angle and a better advantage for my own strikes, okay? If I can get on the outside of his jab, I'm taking away his kicks, I'm taking away his punches, but I still have pretty much all of my weapons, okay? All right, so let's get at it. So number one thing, I'm always looking for my straight cross. Has that added advantage in open stance of automatically kind of taking my head past his jab and to the outside of a lot of his weapons. Boom. Looking for my rear kick to the body, a lot to the body. Versus when we're same stance, you're gonna be looking for that outside low kick with the rear kick. I'm basically gonna take so many more kicks to the body as the title kind of explains. It's open, it's wide open, it's right in front of you, okay? So I have my right kick, my right hand, and I can chain these pretty easily and keep him busy here. Sometimes I'll see like 5-to-1 or 6-to-1 rear hand to rear kick, rear hand, then I can bring in my rear knee once I get kind of used to this range. One of my favorites is called I've dubbed it the Sidichai double tap. He knocked out David Kiria with it. He's knocked out, there's another fighter who I'm blanking on, but he's knocked out a couple different guys with the same thing, and it's right hand, right knee. For Kiria, he went right hand to the body, and then just kind of stepped in for a right knee. Oh, the other one that I saw was a right hand to the head to kind of pin the hands up, and then he went right knee underneath. Again, this whole time, my head is past his jab, on the outside of the jab. It's super low risk, but very high reward, which is something I'm always looking for as a fighter. My style is I want to hit and not get hit. I don't want to stand right in front of you and give you a coin toss chance at countering me. I want to hit you, do some damage, get some points without giving you too much of a chance of striking back. Yeah, so I touched on it a little bit, but one of my favorite systems in open stance is to spam rear side attacks really quickly, and a lot of times it looks something like this. Right hand, right kick. I'm doubling up the rear kick. Rear kick, rear knee, rear hand, rear kick, rear hand, okay? Keeping them super, super busy with the rear side attacks. You know, as fighters, we get used to seeing so much right, left, right, left, right, left, right. We see so much of the reloading of the shoulders and the hips. So when I stay on one side of it, it can be kind of overwhelming for my opponent. And I can, as I have him covered up, as I have him frozen in space, I can keep kind of inching to his outside and keep taking this angle to the outside, staying outside of his jab, staying away from his kicks, and keeping my offense going. Most fighters that have any kind of fight IQ are gonna know in an open stance matchup that you're gonna be fighting for that outside angle, okay? But what I don't wanna do is just kind of mindlessly keep circling off to that side. What I can do is I can just hide it with my offense, okay? So say it's on say I just threw my cross, I can hit my pivot right after that. Okay, so I can hit my attack, boom, scoot off to the side. Hit my cross, my rear leg, my kick, my knee, whatever it is, and use that moment of landing that score, landing that strike, and scooting, and again, taking a pivot to the outside. Something you'll see a lot of too is simply using your lead hand, either as a lead hook or a jab, or sometimes it's just a slap or a push to push them towards your power side, okay? So I might use my lead hook, just to push them into that power kick. It's gonna be way more speed up top versus power behind it, okay? Petrosian's, one of my favorites is Giorgio Petrosian. Fantastic at using his lead hook to push into his rear hand. So again, power, speed on the setup, power on the strike behind it. It's a really, really good combination. And so, in a matter, as far as countering goes, something that you'll see a lot of with someone who's not as adept at the open stance matchup, something you'll see a lot is your opponent will commit a little too heavy to the lead hook, and all I have to do is simply pull from it and counter with my cross, or pull from it and counter with my rear kick, okay? So Dom can throw his lead hook at me, I can just sit and cross right over the top. Or underneath, wait for it to go by, or I can go right to the combinations we were just working on. Rear side, rear side, rear side. Using that hook that they commit to throw themselves out of position and counter while they're trying to reset and reload. Something that I'm gonna kind of do a lot less of is, like I said, that outside low kick. Every now and then I'm gonna throw it, right? He's seen so many of my rear kick to the body. He can anticipate that a lot. So sometimes I'll go down low with it, or sometimes I'll go up high, okay? I don't like a whole lot of this guy right here. It's kind of bringing me towards the center line, but every now and then I'll throw that just to kind of throw them off and change up the targeting and change up their defense. They're gonna expect this rear body kick a ton. So something that you'll see Yats and Clive Fairtex do a lot is power side to the body, to the body, to the body, and then they go to block it, and then he'll take that back leg. They go to block it, and they'll take the inside leg. But that really takes like establishing that rear body kick a ton before that's gonna be effective and good risk-reward ratio. Going back to the doctor, Giorgio Petrosian, one of my all-time favorites, easily one of the top kickboxers of all time. is using his lead hand to just scoot outside and push his opponent into position and push himself into position, okay? So again, not really using this lead hand as like a super powerful strike, although it's sometimes there, but it's now like a really nice tool to set up your footwork and set up your position, okay? So maybe I hit my cross, boom, boom, I can push to the outside of Dom's lead hand, push him right into my cross, or I can push him right into the kick. Or I can just use it as a reset, you know? Maybe I just hit 4 or 5, 6 attacks, boom, boom, boom. I use that as a reset so I can maybe listen for my coaching, or I can even just assess my opponent. Did I just stun him? Is he kind of hurt? Did that last body attack, you know, take a lot out of his tank? Should I blitz? So sometimes I can use this little turn around the corner to reassess, or I can just use it as a second to take a recovery breath as well. So to recap, don't treat an open stance matchup just like any other matchup. You know, the angles are different, the rhythm, the timing is different, and what's close to you is different, right? Now their lead hand is way closer to your lead hand than you're gonna feel comfortable with sometimes. Their lead leg is a lot closer, and then what you're gonna attack and when you're gonna do it is different. So treat it as such. As always, thanks for watching, you guys. Please click like, subscribe, hit us with some comments. Let us know what you'd like to see next time.